We're going down into the wilderness. It's actually a beautiful beach area, but you'll see, you'll see. And we're going to talk about something close to my heart. Okay. Eat my dust, John. This is awesome. The first time I've been down here from this direction. So. So, really, we're at the beach. We're in a very wild area, and I was hoping to talk about Sasquatch. And this is going to be a few episodes because there is so much information that has come out since I even knew about them. Now, what the place I wanted to start was when you grow up in the West Coast, Pacific Northwest, you hear a lot of stories and campfire stories, things that make you afraid, and you also, you just hear stories, period. So when I was a child, I thought it was a great scary story. I thought it was kind of funny. I didn't put a lot of thought into the concept of Sasquatch, but it wasn't until a few years later that I was thinking that there really might be such a creature. I mean, I was open to the idea, but it came more into fruition when the internet age hopped up and I started watching a lot of videos and a lot of personal experiences. Now, there are a lot of naysayers out there. It's kind of hard to not be when you don't see enough proof, but we've got to understand that there are people who have seen their proof, but they are so afraid to speak on it for ridicule, maybe even that they might lose their jobs. There have been forest personnel, people that have worked in the lumber industry, tree planting, people that work in wilderness areas, forest, what are they called? Not forest rangers, but forest people that work in the forest. And many times they have seen things and they are told to keep it to themselves. I don't know what they're afraid of. If they're afraid of people overrunning the area, chaos, fear. It usually comes down to money. Maybe they're afraid of people not going into the forest, paying camping fees. Let's face it, I mean, there are people who say once you see one, you don't really want to go into the forest anymore. The majority of those who have had sightings, but there sure is a lot of naysayers out there, and I personally, I find them just frightened, because it is a frightening concept. But I'm open enough to know that there is more in this world than what we can see. If you have any concept of quantum physics, you know that there's everything comes down to basically band and wave, or is it particle and wave? Particle and wave. And there is vibrations. If you move something around very quickly, if you think of the propeller of a fan, when it gets to a certain quickness, you can't really see the individual blades anymore. So this is what we're talking about, vibration. There are, from what I believe, there are different dimensions. And what people have talked about, Sasquatch, is that they're interdimensional beings who have the ability to cross from one into another at will. And this is why we don't always get proof. Also, the cameras that we have generally don't film at as high a speed that they may move. Hence the reason why people see them in a kind of a fuzzy image, or what they jokingly call blob squatch, because you don't see a lot of clear shots. But I believe there are beings such as these, and as I sit here between the forest and the deep blue sea, I believe there could be a few watching me at this very moment. It's rather daunting, to say the least. But what I'd like to talk about is the possibilities, the different views of what they could be. And yeah. History says that we used to have a creature known as Gigantopithecus that looks very ape-like, was probably about 10 to 11 feet tall, I believe, and they were around thousands and thousands of years ago. Some people believe they may be a remnant. Are they animal or are they human? I think they're mostly human, and I think they've been hiding out, coming in our dimension and into theirs back and forth for quite a long time. Many First Nations people or Native American people have stories of interactions with them, whether it be trading, spiritual connections. Not every First Nation group, of course, but many have. And personal experience up to this very day. So what do we say? That they're all lying? No. And I don't know what to think about that. I I've been open enough to possibilities because I myself have gotten into trances before and seen things. I have never seen a Sasquatch or Bigfoot person, and I do believe they're people. In fact, I like to call them the forest people because they are mainly in the forest. But they are also everywhere in the world, from Australia to Asia, North America, probably South America as well. I'm looking at hawks, beautiful hawks out here. So they apparently are all over the place, and who are we to say they don't exist? I very much believe they exist. And until someone proves differently, and for the love of me, I don't know how they can, I will continue to believe they exist. I've heard stories of people who have had interactions that have frightened them to the point where they will no longer go into the forest. And that's a pity. For sure, it's quite an experience to see something that people are telling you doesn't exist or it's a myth, and to actually see it for yourself, and then to realize you can't tell anybody because they're going to think you're nuts. But there are channels now where people can share their experience without giving their name, and there is so many experiences you wouldn't believe. The majority of them are kind, but they want nothing to do with us, hence the reason they hide. They know we have guns. They know we do quite a lot of damage to this earth, and they would like to keep their distance. And sometimes interactions happen. There are some that are very, very curious, and there are a rare small amount that are violent. But for the most part, they just want to live their lives, and I have to respect that. Anyway, guys, this is a short one. I'm going to do more parts to this in the very near future. And I hope you enjoy this. Please tell your friends, please subscribe, please like. That's what we do on YouTube. We beg for likes and subscriptions. But anyway, I'm hoping to share a few more pictures of this day with you. So that's how I'm going to do. Okay.